From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, May the 17th, 2018. We open with a bit of a scare today in northern Israel. Sirens sent residents of the Golan Heights into bomb shelters and safe rooms around 5:10 local time in the evening in Israel. Although some residents reported hearing explosions and seeing signs of a possible drone from Syria intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome, the IDF said later after investigating that there were no objects intercepted by Israel and that the sirens were a false alarm. If you recall, just over a week ago, a number of Iranian rockets were fired at Israel's north from Syria, though none successfully landed in Israeli territory. An attempted terror attack on Jerusalem Day was cleared for publication today. Israel police and IDF forces arrested a Palestinian man armed with a knife at the Kalandia checkpoint in the West Bank on Sunday after he raised their suspicion, presenting them with an expired entry permit. They searched him and found the knife. He later reportedly confessed to planning on carrying out a terror attack and is expected to face charges of attempted murder, among others. And the IDF last night released video of a Hamas terrorist who reached the border fence between Gaza and Israel and explained how Hamas forces civilians to participate in violence against Israel. He said Hamas sends Gazans to the border to keep them from rebelling against the terror group.
على الفيسبوك وعلى الجوالات ببعثوا رسائل اطلعوا في الجوامع بزعقوا على الدور ببعثوا ورق اطلعوا على السلك. هم اللي ماسكين البلد، هم اللي مسيطرين عليها، يعني كل حاجة بتصير بشورهم. حماس عملت المظاهرات عشان الناس ما تفعش عليها. قالوا لك بدل ما يخليهم ياكلونا احنا، بدل ما نخليهم ياكلونا احنا ويفوعوا علينا احنا، لا نبعتهم هنا على السلك على الجدار وهم يفوعوا قاعد براحة طول النهار. التلفزيونات شغالة، كل ما تيجي الكهرباء مسيرة العودة مسيرة اطلع واحشد. في ناس بتيجي في ناس بتجيش. بحطوا الباص في منطقة الشجاعية بتطلع الناس، بحطوا الباص على باب الجامع، هم اللي بخلوا النسوان يقدموا. يعني بيقولوا للبنت قدمي انت بنت والجيش بضخش البنات. بقول للولد الصغار قدم، الجيش بضخش الولد الصغير. بقول له قدم، بخش الولد الصغير يعني بنضحك عليه في كلمتين. وشكلوا لجنه هم وحطوا كم من واحد انهم يسيروا امور المسيره، انه يدعوا الناس تيجي، والناس تعبت وزهقت. يعني انا واحد من الناس تعبت وزهقت.
And the Middle East Media Research Institute, or MEMRI, released a video yesterday showing a Hamas leader saying that Hamas was, quote, deceiving the public when it spoke of peaceful resistance. According to a translation from Arabic from MEMRI, the co-founder of Hamas and a senior member of the terror group's leadership, Mahmoud al-Zahar, said on Sunday to the Al Jazeera network, the day before the escalated riots at the fence, that Hamas was using, quote, clear terminological deception. Al-Zahar said of the riots, this is not peaceful resistance. He asked, has the option of armed struggle diminished? No, on the contrary, it is growing and developing, that's clear. He said, so when we talk about peaceful resistance, we are deceiving the public. This is a peaceful resistance bolstered by a military force and by security agencies and enjoying tremendous public support. And at the Gaza fence today, more incendiary kites were sent over the fence from Gaza, at least one of which started a brush fire near Nahal Oz, a kibbutz near the Gaza border fence. Well, Paraguay will be the next country to open its embassy in Jerusalem. Paraguay's government said today that President Horacio Cartes will open the country's new embassy to Israel in Jerusalem next Tuesday, making the country the third after the U.S. and Guatemala to make the relocation. Today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed the president of Panama to Jerusalem, Juan Carlos Varela. The two leaders met privately on a number of issues, including the common fight against terror, and signed a bilateral free trade agreement and a memorandum of understanding for Israel to create a center for agricultural excellence in Panama that will use Israeli technologies and training. Well, UNESCO, the United Nations Cultural Agency, has designated documents from the post-war Auschwitz trial as part of its Memory of the World Register. The trial took place from 1963 to 1965, where Germans prosecuted fellow Germans, namely 22 Nazi officials who ran the death camp, signifying a turning point for Germany, showing that it acknowledged its crimes. Germany's Foreign Minister Heiko Maas said the trial paved the way for an entire society to take a critical look in the mirror at the role of Germans as citizens, participants, followers, and criminals, adding that classifying the court material was an important element in the fight against ongoing denial and relativizing of Nazi violations. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, May the 17th. At 7 o'clock, it's Talmud Study with Rabbi Mordechai Becker. At 8 o'clock, remarks from the Israeli-American Council conference last year with Naftali Bennett, Ron Dermer, and Ron Prasor. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with the late David Hartman, founder of the Shalom Hartman Institute in Jerusalem on L'chaim. At 10, it's a look at Jewish art with artist and sculptor Norman Gobadi. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, Mark Golub speaks with Daniel Hartman, the son of the late David Hartman and current president of the Hartman Institute, who talks about the recent riots at the Gaza border. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, May the 17th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.